E-bikes are very popular on YouTube. Not in small part due to manufacturers push them to content creators. Margins must be better, and that's something that many of the bike companies need post-COVID. You'll see them all over the place on YouTube. They are everywhere. Every content creator, well, not me, some of the smaller ones. We don't have an e-bike, okay? We're not being sent e-bikes by YT or any of the other companies. They want the perception to be that these things are blowing up. They are taking over. I don't think that's true. I mean, you can just look up some threads on Reddit or even Pinkbike and you can see this thing goes both ways. There are passionate people on the left, passionate people on the right. These people are going nuts about this. Then you got the people trying to mediate in the middle that just get shouted down by both groups. I'm kind of in the middle. Now, when I say e-bike, I realize that's kind of a mixed bag. Most people, when they think e-bike, think delivery bikes. They think the guys in New York City bringing you your DoorDash. They don't think that it's a pedal assist bike. So, I mean, that's technically pedal assist is class 1, and then you got class 2 and class 3, and it's all very confusing. So you say e-bike, you say electronic mountain bike. Some people say goofy things like a regular mountain bike, that's your acoustic bike, or that's your analog bike. I mean, that's just silly. These bikes have been around for over 100 years. They're bikes. So let's go with mountain bike and e-bike when we're talking about mountain bikes. I mean, you know what I mean, right? When I say e-bike, I mean an e-mountain bike. Simple, right? Now, e-bikes have their champions out there that point out they're great for older people, great for recovery and training, and great for shuttling up trails. It's just great all over.
Yes! Yes! Yeah!
On the opposite side, people point out that they're more dangerous, heavier, cause more damage to trails, they're too expensive, and out of whack with the carbon-heavy footprint. Now, this situation reminds me of what is happening in the golf world, where they're nerfing the balls because the tech in clubs and balls has made the courses much shorter. People are just hitting much further and straighter than ever, and it's breaking golf courses and scores. They're being very proactive in this, and it's interesting to see. I also want to bring up Major League Baseball, MLB, but that's more about the training and health tech. Players are stronger and faster than ever, so the MLB nerfs the balls every year as needed. While they try to deny it, they do own the ball maker, and it's widely known that they mess with it. So, coming back to E-MTBs, e-bikes. We can see this happening with motors and battery tech. Trail managers and various associations are grappling with what to do with e-bikes to preserve the sport while trying to be accepting of e-mountain bikes. It's a difficult balancing act, to be sure. I think the argument that is most appropriate is that e-bikes foster longer rides, more laps, on more difficult trails, more hills, turns, features, and it does make some sense. Now, one study I found from Colorado Mesa University was an e-bike study. And then on page 7, interesting fact, 38.35% of respondents would pursue significant increase in trail difficulty. 39.85% would pursue a slight increase in difficulty. So about 78% of e-bike riders would ride harder trails because they're on an e-bike. I mean, that's something to think about. Now, distance traveled, 39% would say significantly increased. 39.85 would say a slight increase. So, similar to difficulty, there'd be a 79% increase in distance. Now, I'm approaching this from a single track perspective. I think parks are a different beast because they tend to be wider, hard packed, and they're designed with heavy traffic in mind. Local trails are different. They're tighter, windier, and probably not as well designed, so they're prone to more damage, even from regular riders. So if you add regular riders, but they're doing it 3 to 4 times more than usual, this is gonna add up. Now, there are also arguments to be made regarding the carbon footprint of e-bikes compared to regular mountain bikes. Sourcing the batteries, recharging, etc. Clearly, e-bikes are not as clean as mountain bikes. Now, I'm just trying to represent some different viewpoints and not judging e-bikes or riders. Now, I can see the allure for older riders and park private trail riders that want more laps and don't want to wait for a shuttle to bring them back up. Now, the Wilderness Society, which is, mostly hikers, they hate e-bikes, but they were never keen on mountain bikes anyway. And well, horse people, they hate anything except the horse for the most part. So you can't count on them coming on your side. Now IMBA, they are positive on Class 1 E mountain bikes, but others should use motorized design trails. So they worry about the impact and perception of e-bikes while having regular mountain bikes and continuing access to trails that have developed over years and years. Now, locally, this is a very tricky issue because where I am, it took a lot of time and a lot of effort here locally to get trails opened. This was not an easy thing. You go back 20 years, we had maybe 3-4 trails. Now we're talking around here on Long Island, there's probably 15, 20 trails. It is just amazing, and that is because of a lot of hard work. Now, the consensus seems to be that, e-bikes aren't necessarily bad, especially Class 1, except the property owners, the New York State DEC, these associations, the government bodies, they kind of look at these things as motorized bikes. I mean, face it, there's a motor. It's there, it exists. And whether or not it's pedal assist, some don't seem to care. Some of these people were very reluctant to even let mountain bikes, regular bikes, on a trail. You toss in a motor and they're thinking, oh wow, this might not be something we want to do. So if they strike down e-bikes, do they take regular mountain bikes out too? That's something to think about. It could happen. Now, there are trails around here where you definitely cannot ride an e-bike. And I see people poaching all the time. And that's kind of where things get dicey. When the property managers see that, they think, wow, how many people? Is this everyone? Is everyone coming here riding an e-bike? Are they tearing up the trail? And then they're not gonna follow these people around and see that. They're just gonna see a bike with a motor and they're gonna think, I need to talk to someone about this. Now, hopefully it's a positive conversation and some rules can be set up. But when you see a trailhead with a sign that says no e-bikes and you still see them on there, you're gonna have a problem with the property manager. Complicated issue. What's gonna happen? I don't know. I think in a couple years we'll see how this shakes out though.